Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Bills, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's... And he coughed it up. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And now off to the races, down the right side. Down the sideline he goes. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
2nd and a couple.
60 Bobcat.
They'll drop to throw. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. 7 yards there and a first down. The Jets at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
They'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
And this is showing faith in a running back who just lost a fumble a minute ago that was returned for a touchdown. Now, some coaches might let him think about on the bench for a bit, but he's right back out there. They're showing that they have confidence in him.
2nd and 6. And his throw here is incomplete. And knocking that one free on the defensive side, Kaiir Elam. When you look at this Buffalo defense, and this unit, very tough to throw against, currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 33. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory, down at the 33. Back to the ground with Hall. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Now back to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Hall again on 2nd down. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 125 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jets are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. This feels like something we'd see more commonly, CD, in a college game. They give it to the receiver down here in the red zone, but it winds up successful.
Yeah, partner, I think you think it's less likely to find running space to the edge down here close to the end zone where things are so condensed. But a lot of times you end up focusing on the running backs, and they're able to slip it to the receiver, and it resulted in a touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. You talk about this Jets defense. Now they're currently 21st, Charles, in the NFL against the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something that they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
From the 46, here's the 2nd down and 9. On play action, Allen sliding out of the pocket. He finds his man complete. It's Wheeler. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 27 yards there, a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Here's Allen to throw it. This to the tight end, Kincaid. And the Bills are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
They'll run with Cook. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. They try again with Cook. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. To throw, it's Allen. Eluding the pressure right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bills have taken the lead. And the QB rating right now is sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. But I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yep, that's the
right.
high
That's
mark.
the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
2nd and 1. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big pickup of 38. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Bills 14, Jets 7.
Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Running left, it's Hall. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Here's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
He'll drop to throw.
27-yard line.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Marcus Jones picks it, and the Bills are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now a carry for Allen. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Here's 3rd and 6.
56.
Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 24-yard line. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. Tap forward by Allen on the Jets sweep. Able to slither by. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Bills go up by 2 touchdowns.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs. Really,
everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Oh, some strong running. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Allen. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Braylon Allen, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And we know they won't get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Tremendous job of blocking, paving the way for the 6 points.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
At the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Alert!
So after the INT, it's Allen. Throw right side, caught by Winslow. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Hey, hold.
Allen now on 3rd and goal. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Will McDonald gets in there to take him down.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force him into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
And this one is right through, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Cup 19! Cup 19!
Second down and inches. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Ready!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Credit there goes to those guys up front.
Certainly does, but we're also seeing how quarterbacks are doing it nowadays on the sneak. When I played high school ball, my coach John Ford used to say, just get down behind those guys and pick up the first down. Now these guys might hesitate to count, use their vision in their eyes, and find the crease and dive for it that way.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen for Hall. Pushing his way through. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
They'll look to throw here on first down. There's Hall bringing in another one. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Let's go.
Hall on a give up the middle. And with the clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this second quarter.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, my education continues in this game, I've got to tell you, because there's not an analyst in the world that would have said pass up the field goal here, go for it, and expect for it to be successful, and it was. I mean, they're playing this one just like a video game.
Especially for the final play of the first half to have the guts to do that. But I guess, what do we say? The end will justify the means, right?
No doubt about it. For you and me, we live, we learn.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They begin the drive on the ground with Allen. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
2 yards to go, second down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They stay on the ground with Allen. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
He finds his man, complete. It's Wheeler. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On play action, Allen. They'll roll him out right. He finds his man, complete. It's Wheeler. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now Allen. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Braylon Allen with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
2nd and 10. On the counter, it's Hall. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On 1st down, right back to Hall. 181 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 4. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
That's good for a Jets. First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Bills are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On the draw, here's Allen. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Play action. Now it's Allen. He'll buy some time right. He finds his man, complete. It's Wheeler. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 36 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open, just a split second too late on the release. Here is Cook on 3rd and goal. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Give him 4 yards there, but they're still well short of the goal line with 4th down now looming. You know what? I know it's 4th down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have the big lead. But don't you have to have a little bit of admiration for these guys on the defensive side of the ball? They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on 4th down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this point.
So what you're saying is they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to get it, aren't they?
I would. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 201 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. They'll give to Hall. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Gregory Rousseau able to bring him down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to.
And now here is another interception. 20. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go for a touchdown. But the runs that really make it work are the ones where you just get what you need, right? And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
And shutting him off, now open field. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Jet first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Go! 19 Lions.
They'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. And the Bills are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Allen. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
A handoff for Hall. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They could definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it, and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to give them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Okay, ready? Here we go, set. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And now here is another interception. Budda Baker with a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days. Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. He gets this one to Johnson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And between the last two plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field.
Let's go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. And they'll indeed take a knee. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.